Hello, my friends. We are back outside in the backyard. Remember 2 years ago, I did a first look unboxing of these speakers, the Sonance Mariner 86s. I know I was dragging butt. I was supposed to do this review much more quickly, but things kind of got out of hand, out of control, out of time, whatever you want to call it. But also, I'm kind of glad I waited about 2 years to do the review. I wanted to do a long-term temperature testing and environmental testing on these speakers. So let me tell you how this turned out. Hey folks, I'm Gene Delasala with Audioholics. We've got the Sonance Mariner 86s. These are their outdoor two-way 8-inch woofer speaker, and I'm really impressed with them. These guys, they withstood the test of time. You don't see any dry rot at all on the drivers. I know older models of Sonance speakers, I've seen weather problems with people in Florida. I haven't had a single problem with these. These look brand new, and I've been using them for 2 years, and they've been under a covered lanai, under the temperature extremes and humidity of Florida, and they held up and they look great, and they still sound as good as the day I unboxed them. Let me tell you a little bit about these speakers and what makes them kind of unique for what they are. They retail for about $865 a pair, so a little under 900 bucks a pair. They have an 8-inch Kevlar, I think they use a fancy term for it. It's Kevlar Nomex laminated cone with a Sanofrene surround. And then they have a 1-inch powdered coated aluminum dome ferrofluid cooled tweeter with a back chamber. Now, the reason why I chose the 8-inch model wasn't so much for more bass output, although you do get a little bit more bass, but it's for more sensitivity. They rate these speakers at 91 dB sensitive at 2.83 volts per 1 meter. That's pretty high sensitivity. Most outdoor speakers, because they're a 6.5-inch two-way, you're looking at around 86, 87 dB. So that's about a 4 dB advantage. Why is that important? Because outdoors you want to be able to play loud with not as much power. Most people don't have very high power amplifiers for distribution. Usually it's like 50-watt amplifiers. These guys play hella loud. What I used the Triad amplifier, the Pamp-8. I bridged it, so now I have 100 watts of channel at 8 ohms to these speakers. These are 8 ohm rated. Now I measured the impedance curve, and you can see it through my measurement here. They do dip down to 6 ohms at higher frequencies and at very low frequencies. It's a little bit below the impedance minimum, the IEC spec, where it wants it to be 6.4 ohms to be called an 8 ohm speaker, but I'm gonna let them pass. It's only a 4/10 of an ohm difference. I'm gonna call these 8 ohm speakers because they're very high sensitive. They're an easy load to drive. Now they are acoustic suspended, they're not ported. So that's another reason why I wanted the 8-inch woofer, because I wanted to have a little bit more bass output. They don't play super low. They're rated, I think, down to about 45 hertz, 3 dB points. I measured somewhere in the 50 hertz range. They don't have a ton of low frequency output, but because they're in a sealed enclosure, I was able to boost them. I was able to EQ them a little bit with the Triad amplifier. Also, if you look at my measurements, you see there's a little bit of a bump at around 1 kilohertz, and I heard a little bit of this coloration, especially when it was up against this wall with all the boundary reinforcing frequencies. So what I did was I used the parametric equalizer built into my Triad amplifier, and I kind of tweaked the sound of these speakers. And I'll share those curves with you in case you're deciding to put these speakers against the wall. You can look at my PEQ filters, you could try them out and see if it improved the sound for you. I think they sounded spectacular. We did a lot of music listening out here. I put on pretty much the entire collection of George Benson on Tidal. I was slamming out here. We were doing our barbecue, doing our thing, playing it hella loud. My neighbors are really cool back here, so they don't complain. As I told you, I got some Puerto Ricans over here. They like to party as much as us Colombians do. And we just had a great time with these speakers. Even though they're located high above ear level, I was able to EQ it a little bit to get really good sound. I never heard any strain or distortion. The woofers never bottomed out. I would have to tell you these Sonance Mariner 86s are probably some of the best outdoor speakers that I've heard, that I've installed. And in fact, I'm so impressed with the brand that in the new Audioholics Smart Host, I'm taking these speakers with us, and we're going to put these on the downstairs cover lanai. And I'm also doing their landscape speakers in the backyard. I've heard such great things about their landscape speakers. We're going to check those out as well to give you guys more information about this brand. Take a look at Sonance. They are a very viable company for architectural speakers, just about anything. They have a very diverse product line that they've expanded over the last few years. And I'm going to be taking a look more closely at more of their models. Again, these are the Mariner 86s. They're a two-way 8-inch sealed design. They come in two finish options. They come in black or they come in white. And the grills are removable. And they do withstand the test of time. And that's very important. When you're doing an outdoor speaker, you want it to be able to handle the weather extremes. You want it to have no openings. I mean, some of these outdoor speakers are ported. I kind of question the value of having a ported speaker outside just because you're going to get more moisture and all this other stuff inside the cabinet, which is going to mess with the crossover parts. Never had a problem with these. They're acoustic suspended or sealed, and they sound great. And that's all I can say about that, guys. Why don't you do me a favor? Why don't you tell me what kind of speakers you're using outdoors, how you have your sound system configured outside, and if you get problems with your neighbors. I want to hear the stories down below. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't. Thumb it up, put that bell notification on so you know when these videos drop. Don't forget our Patreon channel, patreon.com/audioholics. You get access to content earlier. You get unique content on that channel that we don't always put on YouTube. And we also give you one-on-one chats with us, which is kind of cool if you want to ask questions or suggest video topics. Well, that's all I have to say about this. And until next time, my friends, keep listening. Is it working? Do you see the audio moving?
Yes, when I go like that.
I'm just asking you.